Hello, ninth grade. It's Miss Butler. Hope you're having an awesome week. It's Thursday already. Our vocabulary quiz is tomorrow. I hope you've been studying over these words. I wanted to do a short video today to do some practice on 4 more of our words, okay? There are 10 words on our list. However, the quiz will only be on the 8 words that we have been practicing. So before, we practiced maverick, esoteric, undermine, and alleviate. And today, we're going to practice 4 more that I'm getting ready to show you. And the quiz will be on those 8 words on Friday, okay? All right, so let's look at some sample sentences with these words so that we can practice. The first word is diatribe. Now, diatribe is a violent, angry, bitter attack in words. So a synonym, right, a word that means the same thing as diatribe is a rant. So if someone goes on a rant, and probably an angry one, okay, or we might call it a tirade, they are speaking a diatribe. So it's a noun, it's a thing, it's something that someone is saying, and it's an attack with words. So look at these sample sentences. The first one says, even though Janice tried to control her temper in court, she found herself unable to, and launched a diatribe about the irresponsible tenants who had destroyed her rental property. Okay, so Janice is obviously upset with these tenants, these people that lived in her rental home, right? And she has taken them to court because apparently they were irresponsible. Who knows what they did? And maybe they, tore some things up in her house or whatever she had rented them. And she was very angry. So she launched a diatribe. She launched an angry attack with words on them because she, was furious. Oh, all right. The next one says, the journalist wrote a long diatribe about the politicians' abuse of funds. So this is a person that is writing about someone, right, in politics or in the government who have been using people's money in the wrong way. And so they're also very angry about it, and they want to attack this person in words. So you'll notice the first example is words that are spoken, right, that are coming out of someone's mouth. Janice is saying these things. But the journalist is actually words that are written. So diatribe can be used in either way, okay? All right, let's go to the next one. It is somnolent. So somnolent is kind of easy to remember because it starts with an S, and it actually means something that begins with an S too. Sleepy, right? Or drowsy, or something that is causing sleep. So we might think of some words that are similar to somnolent, another S word, slumberous. To slumber means to sleep, right? Or lulling. To lull kind of means to put someone to sleep, to calm someone to sleep. You might have heard of like a lullaby for a little kid. That's why that word is lullaby, because to lull someone to sleep is kind of to be calmly putting them to sleep. So, somnolent is an adjective, and so it's going to describe something, or it's going to describe someone. So let's look at the 2 examples here, and let's figure out which version of the definition they represent. Because see, you'll notice there is a semicolon. Let me just point to that. Everyone see this semicolon right here? That means that that's a different definition. Sleepy or drowsy, or causing sleep, right? Okay, so sentence 1 says, whenever you encounter a snake in the wilderness, yikes, it is best to walk around it, no matter how somnolent it seems. Okay, so I'm coming up on a snake, and this is telling me that I better not walk close to it, even if it seems somnolent. So here, it means even if the snake seems sleepy, right, or seems drowsy. So this first sentence matches the first part of that definition. Okay, let's look at the second sentence. It's a little bit different. It says the somnolent sound of the professor's voice. Okay, so last time the snake was being described as somnolent, as sleepy or drowsy. This time the sound of the professor's voice is being described as somnolent. And it says the somnolent sound of the professor's voice made it almost impossible for the students to stay awake during the lecture. So the professor isn't sleepy, right? The students are sleepy. The professor's voice is causing the students to fall asleep. He must be pretty boring, okay? I hope y'all don't think my voice is somnolent. I have an exciting voice, right? Yes. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Tribulation. Now you might have heard this one like in Bible class. Sometimes we talk about tribulation like with the book of Revelation. Tribulation, is a noun, and it means to suffer greatly, great suffering or great misery. Or distress. So you know what it means to suffer, to be miserable, to be in distress, right? Like things are not going well, right? And it's not just a bad grade on a quiz. We're talking maybe like something has been attacked, you know, maybe your health is being attacked, or you're going through something really hard, like maybe a death in the family or something like that. So the synonyms here are hardship, something that's hard, sorrow, affliction. Affliction is like, you know, if I'm afflicted with a disease, for example, I have it, right? So tribulation, let's look at these two examples. The first one said, the season-ending injury was a huge tribulation for the athlete. So this athlete has gotten injured, it seems, and it may be in a game, it doesn't tell us, but it says that it ends his season. He cannot play any longer. So that means that it's a huge tribulation for him, right? He's definitely suffering, probably physically, but also probably emotional, right? There's the misery part. He's kind of miserable, I'm sure, because he can't play, especially if he's a professional athlete, and that is, you know, his dream, right? His source of income, all that stuff. All right, now let's look at the second example. It says the book was about the tribulations of Jewish families during the Holocaust. So this one is, we know that the Holocaust was an awful thing and that families went through horrible things, definitely great suffering, right? Definitely sorrow, like death even. And so this book, apparently, you know, a novel someone has written, and it really focuses on all the things that went wrong and that they had to go through that were really bad. Okay, and the last one is hedonist. This is a noun, and it means one who lives only for pleasure, pleasure seeker. So in this case, the noun is a person. So the example says, while Janice was on the cruise ship, she lived the life of a hedonist and spent most of her days in search of pleasure. Okay, so she's on vacation and she is deciding she's not going to worry about anything, and she's just going to do every single thing that she thinks is fun, it sounds like. Okay, so that's one version. Or another says, because he is a hedonist, Henry never does anything which does not give him joy. So he is not about pain. He is about things that make him happy. So these people would be people that live for the moment. Okay. Not necessarily a good thing, okay? This point of view definitely does not line up, right, with what we know God has called us to do. Yeah, for sure. So just want to leave that disclaimer there. Okay, so those are our 4 words that I wanted to review for today, and I hope that helped. And you're going to see these 4 words plus the others from the other video on the quiz on Friday. Be ready to write your sentences like normal. Have an awesome day.